Let's bring in Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, Fox News contributor and former National Security Advisor to Vice President Mike Pence. Sir, welcome to you. Thanks for being here. The U.S. will respond at a time of its choosing, says John Kirby. American soldiers are now dead. We have over 160 attacks that have happened. If not now, when?
Yeah, Sandra, thanks for having me. My reaction to listening to Admiral Kirby is, uh-oh. He has telegraphed something. There's a real tell here. They are not going to respond very aggressively at all. And you can see, because he sits in the councils when the national security team meets in the Situation Room, he's there, and he has heard the president. And the president will give his guidance, commander's intent. And he'll say, these are the limits I want to look at, left limits, right limits. And then the Defense Department, the State Department, the Defense Intelligence Agency, all of them come in, and they give them their responses and their options out there. And he was giving you the tell. And the tell was no escalation, no war with Iran. So it's going to be a lot less than what you or I might have imagined it's going to be. And that concerns me greatly, because I was hoping, thinking, believing that maybe they were going to try to respond hard enough to bring everything back into a box and have some containment in the Middle East. Look, I'll go back to 1988. When the USS Samuel Roberts, which was a frigate, hit a mine in the Persian Gulf, wounded, not killed, wounded 10 sailors. President Reagan eliminated half of the Iranian Navy. And this is the response that you have to give. The Iranians are kind of expecting this, because if you read what the Iranians just said, they said, oh, this wasn't us, don't blame us. They're a little bit nervous right now what the reaction is going to be. And I believe, listening to Kirby and where he was probably sitting at and the guidance he's gotten from the president, it will not be an escalatory response, a hard response. It'll be a muted response, and we're back into the game where we've been before, and you're going to lose soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines again until they finally say enough is enough and bring some discipline to this area. And they're not going to, based on what I'm hearing.
General, as far as the actual response, if you were to detail precisely to Iran how you would respond to this attack, what would it be?
Well, I'd send a very clear message, and the very clear message I send is both counter-value targets that you're coming after if you need to, and you're basically saying we're going after personnel, and we're going to go after equipment, we're going after facilities, and you make it a super escalatory response. The reason is it's not because just what happened there at Tower 22, but it's what's happening in the region and what's happening with Russia, what's happening with China. You've got to send a message that enough is enough and we're not going to tolerate it. Unless you do this, what I called super escalation, you go to a level where everybody's uncomfortable, to include sitting in the Situation Room, and you understand the level of risk, and there would be risk, and you have to understand you're probably going after maybe a campaign, but you tell the Supreme Leader he's vulnerable. You say that Fordo, their nuclear facility, their development facility where they're enriching uranium, that's a target as well. The ships are targets. And then you actually go after them. And you understand that there may be a second round or a third round or a fourth round, because the only way you're going to bring this back online with an organization that's a terrorist state, that is Iran, is you must hit, and you must hit hard. And if you don't do it, they're going to respond, and they're going to continue to respond. So my point is quite simple. Bring me in a target list, a very heavy target list, and I'll make the hard decision, understanding the risk, understanding the consequences of that, and go forward with it. Well, and that means either personnel, equipment, facilities, whatever they've got.
There is obviously a lot at stake here. General Keith Kellogg joining us on the breaking news out of the White House. As that briefing is ongoing, we'll continue to monitor that, and our thanks to Jason Chaffetz for joining us in the breaking news as well. General, thank you.
Thanks, Sandra.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.